All right, so what I got here is a PetSafe panel dog door. This is the kind that goes into a steel door that has a panel kind of shape to it. So they just replaced the whole panel with a white piece of plastic with the dog door built into the center. I never would have bought this type of door, but it came this way when I ordered this exterior door from Lowe's and had the dog door as part of the arrangement. This is what they put in. It's not a bad situation, but the problem that you run into with these things is any other dog door, you could buy these replacement flaps easy. However, what breaks on these panel ones is the plastic hinge up here. And if you're watching this video, you probably realize that because you're probably watching it looking for these plastic pieces. If you go to Amazon, you can buy the flaps real easy. Go to PetSafe's website, you can buy the flaps real easy. But these hinges are not listed anywhere online to purchase. You got to get them by calling PetSafe. Because otherwise, and what I've read online from other people, is they just ended up replacing the whole panel. And there's all these little screws in here you got to take out and pull the whole thing apart, paint the door, the whole thing's a mess. And that arrangement is like 150 bucks. I will put the part number and the phone number in the description of the video as well, but here's the invoice just so you have it. They don't have the pricing on here, but you can see I ordered 2 of the replacement flaps and then the hinges. I think these hinges were $15, like $14.99. And they ended up giving you the whole kit. They give you the surround pieces and everything. Even though you just need the hinges, you get the whole kit. So here's what they'll send. Box with all the hardware inside. There's no instructions, just a little warning sheet. Shouldn't be too difficult to figure out. You get all extra hardware, including the new white little caps to cover the screws, the surround pieces, and then they sent me 2 magnets in this box, and I think those are coming with the flaps, but we'll find out. And then there's the important part, the 2 hinges that you need. So originally I was thinking I'll just replace the hinges and the flaps and it'll be fine, but coming looking at this thing and how grimy this whole setup is, I got duct tape everywhere, it's all sticky. I'm going to replace all of the stuff that it came with. All right, so this is the outside of the door, and man, this thing's pretty nasty. First thing it looks like we're going to want to do is pop out the covers for all of these screw holes. And you can see I got one of them out here. Just use a knife, kind of get in the corner and pop it out. If you end up scratching this piece, it doesn't seem like that matters because we've got a replacement of that in the kit anyways. So it looks like what we're going to be replacing is this piece, the hinges, and then the magnets. And then of course I got the flaps separate. And on the inside, looks like the only 2 caps you have to remove are these 2 across the top. All right, with all the caps off, it's just the Phillips head screwdriver to remove the hardware. You'll notice when you take this top cover off, that's how you'll see the hinges underneath. So that's ultimately what we're trying to get to replace. These are actually 2 pieces here. This will go in here like that, and between these 2 pieces is where the hinge sits. And when I take these screws out, it's going to allow this second flap fall right out. Well, I was wrong. There's actually some screws in the hinge. The flap on the outside was not screwed in. It was just held in place like a sandwich. The flap on the inside's got some screws here. Well, nothing is ever as simple as it seems, is it? This piece here, which is the same as this piece in the kit, and this piece here, which is the same as this piece in the kit. When they assembled my door at Lowe's, they used some sort of adhesive in here. So I tried gently tapping this with a hammer to free it. It should go out that a ways, and I'm afraid I'm going to break it. It's pretty brittle from the heat. Same with this one. So I took these screws out here, and I thought maybe I could use that to get around, remove this piece, but they got adhesive all down along here too. So these things here, this piece and this piece, are not coming out. I took the magnets off because they just slide off of these little rails here, and I'll replace the magnets that came with the kit, and I'm just going to clean this stuff up. I don't know if your door will be this way or not. Probably not. If you assembled this yourself originally, then that wouldn't be the case. And ultimately, the hinges still go right into this section here. So buying the kit is still a good idea because I can still replace the hinges for the flaps. I just can't replace these plastic pieces. Not the end of the world, honestly. Let's just take a moment to thank whoever invented simple green. Still has that 1970s camper toilet yellow to it, but that's all right. We'll leave it as it is. It's about as good as I'm going to get it today. These are placement magnets. Just slide on one side and then kind of just pop it on down on the other side. So here's the old flap and one of the new flaps side by side. Looking at these hinges here, this is what comes in the kit. Got 2 sets of these. So basically you line it up like that, put this one over top, and then use the little screws that came in for each of those holes. This is really the biggest design flaw of this whole door. I don't know why these are made of plastic. This should be made of metal. And it goes without saying, don't over tighten these things. I could just tell as I'm screwing it in, if I go a quarter turn more, it's just going to bust into pieces. So it's a shame they cheaped out on this part. It should be metal. And then this hinge goes underneath the trim piece. Put these screws back in. I removed these for nothing because I couldn't get this part out because it was glued. Same with down there. So I'll just put those screws back and cover them up. This is really, if you're just doing the hinges, this is really the only trim piece you'll need to remove. As I'm putting these flaps in, I'm noticing, well, geez, these are a little bit long. Did I order the wrong size or something? Because they hang down outside. But you've got, you can see there's about a 1/2 inch of wiggle room here. So yours may be a little bit different. For mine to fit snug, I got to pull this way up to the top before I tighten these screws. And that puts the bottom right where it needs to be to line up with the magnets. All right, well, here's the inside. Nice tight seal all the way around. Keep the bugs out, keep some of the draft out. The magnets work again. Nice and clear. Pretty good. And the outside. Same thing as the inside, good and solid. These little creeps here though, man, I'll tell you what, this time of year, these things are my worst enemy. All right, now for the real test. There he is, little Rickus. It works. All right, you sit. You sit. Sit. What a good boy.